todos y bienvenidos a la hora que lo veas. Yo soy Sophia Angelica y seguimos con Entre Artistas con Sofía. Esta entrevista va a ser en Spanglish hoy y sé que Kiki is the master de eso. Hoy tenemos con nosotros multiple award-winning actress, comedian, writer, producer, host, and creator of Kiki Melendez Hot Tamale Live, a talent showcase that celebrates diversity in America through performances by comics, sketch artists, and dancers, Kiki Melendez. Sus primeros trabajos eran como anfitriona en la radio en la nueva FM 105.9 in New York y KRLA Groove 103.1 in Los Angeles. In 1998, Melendez successfully transitioned from a career in radio to one in television with guest appearances on The Tracy Ullman Show on HBO, The Steve Harvey Show on the WB, Strong Medicine on Lifetime TV, and many others. Melendez went on to have the #1 ranked entertainment show on the Galavision Network, Kiki desde Hollywood. Tuvo el primer show de variedad bilingüe en los Estados Unidos. Melendez is a screenwriter as well, una guionista aclamada with films like Chase, Hope, and Faith, Gina and Blair, Exonerating Evidence, and recently directed and produced Latinas Don't PMS in Los Angeles, a critically acclaimed show from New York City. Melendez also owns a production company, Latin Hollywood Films. Su compañía de producción tiene muchos proyectos que incluyen sitcoms, reality shows, children's television, and more. Most recently, Kiki founded Omni Cultural TV Fest and Omni Cultural TV, which is a unique platform for independent producers of all cultures worldwide to showcase new ideas. She does it all. Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros, Kiki Melendez.
Yes. Oh my God, mujer. That was amazing. But it's the first time that someone has remembered that I was on the radio. I was probably one of the first morning shows, and I said, your mother must have told you that because you're too young to remember.
So first of all, Kiki, tell us a little bit about what inspired your sense of humor when you were little and what influenced you to begin this artistic journey as a multi-talented artist.
Well, to be honest, I have a feeling, that it was because my mom had immigrated to the United States. I was kind of raised on my own. With cousins and aunts and babysitters and nannies and that kind of stuff. So I had to entertain myself and I had to entertain people to make them my friend. So I was like, walking around the neighborhood, like sort of trying to make friends, having to entertain people to make them my friends. And I remember once when I was about 3 or 4, one of my nannies took me to a talent show secretly because she knew my family wouldn't allow it. And she took me to this talent show. And I remember that I actually won. I think I won 2nd place singing and 1st place dancing, which has been the story of my life. I can't sing worth a shit, but dance. And I got, this huge ragu, I think ragu was like the sponsor or something. And we got 100 boxes of ragu, and I was able to give it to all the neighborhood, like my family. I obviously ended up finding out because I made it to the radio station and all this stuff. And technically, I gave away all this ragu spaghetti to the whole entire neighborhood. So maybe that was where it started, where I felt like I did something through my talent. I made people happy. So maybe that's what happened.
Well, you also have a movie about that journey that I've seen many times because my mom was in it. Journey of a Female Comic. What was it like creating a movie about your life?
Amazon Prime, Sumo, Tubi. Oh my God, it's almost on everything. So I hope people catch it because it's a really inspiring movie. But yeah, I figured that I had such a hard time, trying to break in and trying to make it. And I had to do so many things. And I felt like my journey could teach a lot of people. And I've had so many people that have told me that it really inspired them and that they really learned a lot from it. And that's, really what I wanted to do. I wanted people to be inspired and to, kind of know that it's not easy and what to expect and give them ideas of what to do to make it, to make some leeway for themselves, to carve their path.
And what would you say was your big break? ¿Cuál fue el proyecto que empezó tu carrera?
Oh my God, definitely it was Kiki Desde Hollywood. That was such a big break. When I was able to do the first bilingual show in America on Galavisión, it was such a miracle. I wish I would have known what I know now. I had so many opportunities. It was so funny because I was moving just recently, and I found like letters from Disney where they wanted me to do Kiki Desde Disney Land. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, wow, that show was so huge, you know. And they were like, we'll give you everything, we'll film everything, you know, we'll do the camera, we'll give you the whole park. I mean, when Disney gives you the whole park, you know, you're doing something good.
Right. And how did you create that concept for Kiki Desde Hollywood?
It was like, it just kind of fell in my lap. Javier Saralegui, I was doing radio, okay? I was doing radio, and it was very successful. It was a very successful show. I was one of the first, not me, but my program director. He put Spanish language music on general market radio in Los Angeles. We were the first to like do, you know, Ricky Martin, Proyecto Uno, Gasolina, and all those tunes, you know, you never heard them on general market radio. So we did a little, you know, I had a morning show, and then on the weekend, I had a weekend show called Latin Grooves. And so we were putting like Latin music, and that show beat my morning show. Okay, so I beat myself.
But
My Latin self beat myself, and so the network said, you know, who is this girl? Like, can we put her on TV? You know, so they actually sent a representative because we started doing the show live from the Hollywood Athletic Club. So they sent a representative, and they were like checking me out, and she literally just walked up to me and said, "My boss sent me here because we want to see what you look like to see if you could do television." And that all started, and they, you know, they said, look, we want you to create something. What do you see yourself creating? And I said, well, you know, I love the entertainment business, I love to talk, I love to, you know, I think. And then he said, I want to reach the young Latinos. And I said, well, you got to do it bilingual, because Latinos don't speak Spanish 24/7, right, you know, and so we need to do it bilingual. So he goes, well, how would you do that? You know, how would you do that? And I said, well, you know, you start speaking in English, y cuando tú ves que ya la gente se está, tú sabes, perdiendo, tú cambias and you go back to Spanish. And, you know, and so I was like teaching, like telling him right on the spot, like, how would you do it? And he sat there and goes, damn, that's good. You know, let's try it. It was literally like that. Javier Saralegui, I love him to death. I'm still really good friends with him. And that's how it all started, believe it or not.
Wow. And what was your main goal in creating Hot Tamales? And what were some of your favorite memories from that?
Well, my favorite was, there's so many favorites. There's too many favorites, but I remember, you know, creating Hot Tamales with Eva Longoria. We wanted to help, you know, women in comedy. We wanted to, you know, and I remember we started doing it. We were supposed to do it for just Latin girls, you know, and then all the Black girls and the white girls and the Jewish girls literally came to the show after the first show, and they said, we're having a hard time too. That's not fair. We should be in this show too. And I was like, you know, they're right. It should be for all women, you know? And so when we started Hot Tamales in 2000, you never saw shows with every race in them. You never did, because people thought it wouldn't work. And so I feel we had a big impact, because we were doing this every weekend at the biggest nightclubs, comedy clubs, where all the networks went. And so we were doing it, you know, at the Improv, at the Laugh Factory, at the, you know, the Comedy Store. So we were right there in the hub of the industry. And we proved that unity among races makes everybody happy, and it brings a lot of joy. Every show, you've been to them, your mom has been to them. You know, every show was a huge success. Every show was a hit. Every show was inspiring. People loved it. They felt represented. And so many people, you know, oh no, you can't do it multicultural. Oh, you can't do it with different, you know, with different talent and different artists. And I was like, yes, you can. You just have to trust me on this one.
I know that before you were talking, when we were talking about Journey of a Female Comic, that you mainly wanted that movie to serve as an inspiration to other artists and just showing the reality of the business. So, what are the qualifications that you think artists need to truly make it in Hollywood? And what were some of those ideas that you wanted to give off using Journey of a Female Comic?
Well, to be honest with you, I think one of the things that, especially the young people and people coming up have to realize, you have to be easy to work with. A lot of people think they can go, and if they get a deal or if they get a break, they could start being sort of difficult and egotistical or self-centered. And one of the things that will kill you in your career is if you step into the business and you become difficult to work with. You will not work. It'll be hard for you to find work. So you have to learn how to, be helping, because the business is very stressful. It's already a very stressful business. So you want to work with people that are going to believe in your project, that are going to inspire you to do a great job, that are going to support your vision, and that are going to make your life easier and fun and positive. And a lot of people walk into sets or walk into projects with a negative attitude, or they have an ego, or they feel superior, or whatever, and that kills them. So if I could give some people, good advice, it's to be, courteous and to be your best. Make believe that you're back home when when your parents are scolding you, and you have have discipline in your work. Be a professional,
Right.
be disciplined, be on your game, because you will get work. You will get work when people see that you're so easy to work with. They keep hiring you and hiring you for everything that they do, and they recommend you to other people. You understand? So that's how it works. I have a friend that is extremely talented, and he's difficult to work with, but he is so talented, but he doesn't work. But he is the most talented person. Like, he's really, really talented. But
Right.
he is difficult because he wants, a line change to what he wants to change it. And he like fights about it and gives producers a hard time. He doesn't want to take no for an answer. So he doesn't work. And that's.
And how do you juggle family and work life? Because I know that your familia es todo para ti.
I really have to say that I'm proud of myself. I don't know how I do it. I have no downtime. People have no idea how busy my life is. Like, I can't even read a book. Like, I don't even have that kind of downtime to go, oh, I'm going to read a book. You know what I'm saying?
Well, ¿qué te inspiró a crear Omni Cultural TV Fest? Y cuéntanos un poco de la creación de esa iniciativa.
That was really, really inspired by God. I swear to God, and He's the one that has His hands all over it, because I'm very spiritual. I'm not like a religious person. I don't go to church every week, unfortunately, but I am very spiritual when I feel like the presence of a higher being, and I always like take His lead, and this was definitely inspired by God. I saw how hard it was for me to become an independent producer, and I have so many connections that I can help other people. And so I said, I want to do it in a big way. And NatP encouraged me. They wanted to have somebody like me that would help the emerging producers along with their company and their organization. So it was like a match made in heaven. We both wanted to help the same people. We both wanted to open the doors. And so I have the creative people and the content, and they have the executives that could buy it.
And I know you just relocated to DR also, and DR has this like booming film industry. What's it like being back there?
Well, yeah, I came here during the pandemic because I'm filming a project here called Broads Abroad, which is a comedy. So I wanted to film it in Punta Cana. And then I said, you know what? The girls are in school virtually. So why not bring them, let them learn Spanish, I'm here working. I just finished my first book. I'm going to be an author soon. Chase Hope and Faith. I converted my screenplay into a book, and so I'm finishing that. I finished it here. My last chapters, I finished them here, and then I wanted to also, do Omni, so I could do it from here because it's going to be virtual, powered by Avatar technology. And so I could do everything from here, and it's paradise, so why not? You know what I mean?
¿Y la serie es en español o en inglés en DR?
I'm sorry?
La serie es en español o en inglés?
It's in English.
Wow.
Yeah, we already have distribution for it and everything. I just have to wait. I want to do a big audience, so I have to kind of wait for the pandemic to be over.
Yeah, of course. What advice would you give an aspiring comic or artist just starting out during these times?
Well, you have to sit, take a long breath and say to yourself, what have I always wanted to do that I didn't have the time to do? In my case, when the pandemic happened, I was like, I never had downtime. And this is the first time I will have downtime. So what have I always wanted to do? And the answer for me, was I wanted to become an author. I wanted to have a book. I wanted to create, a book that would live on for generations. And I decided to create, to convert my screenplay, Chase, Hope, and Faith, into a book.
Right.
And so I did it. So the pandemic helped me to discover another asset, another talent that I could add to my resume.
Right.
So that's what I suggest. Think of what you've always wanted to do that you never had the time to focus on, and do it. Just do it.
Gracias, Kiki, for being the inspiration you are to so many y por estar aquí con nosotros hoy en A la Hora que lo veas.
La hora que lo veas.